Hi, everybody, and welcome to Savvy Entrepreneurs, the podcast that is designed for entrepreneurs and it's put on by entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Michelle Burkhart. I'm with thesavvymind.com and the creator of the Breakthrough to Success program, which is an income accelerator program that really helps you develop your program and your services in a way that really add value so that you can elevate your income without the stress, without adding clients, and just giving yourself more freedom. I'm excited today to be talking with Curtis Pipes. He is a really interesting guy, I have to say. He's a business and life coach, and he is all the way in Australia. So I'm excited that we were able to connect even with the time difference. So welcome to the show, Curtis.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, Michelle.
And for those of you that don't know, this is our second interview because we had some technical difficulties with the first interview, unfortunately. Yeah. But what we discovered the first time is that Curtis actually grew up about 100 miles from where I live. And I live right in the middle of the United States. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. So it's so funny when they talk about it's a small world, it's a small world.
Yes, it is.
It is a small world. So I'm excited. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about you and your practice and who you serve and what you do. And let's just kind of get into that. What do you call or life coaching? Because I know everybody has their thing that they're really passionate about. So what is it that you're passionate about when you talk with your clients?
I'm passionate about people and entrepreneurs just getting unstuck out of their own heads. It's just one of those things that there's a lot of overwhelm when people come to me, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of it comes from traumatic events that they just haven't identified with. Right. So when it comes to someone who doesn't have a business, it's just a quote unquote normal client. I like to say that I'm coaching them from trauma to triumphs. And it's the same thing.
I like it. So do you use that in your marketing, Curtis?
Yes.
Where you really market that you want to attract people that have had experienced trauma in their life?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Which is, kudos to you because, that's always, all of us have some kind of trauma, but you're talking big trauma.
Yeah. Well, it's a matter of perspective. It could be someone who lost a business, or it could be on the other side of the spectrum. In case of my experience, sexual molestation. So it just depends on the person. Like if they feel they've had a traumatic event and it's really debilitating to their existence on this planet.
Right. Well, that's true.
And I'm all game because I just want to take them from, like I said, the trauma to triumph to more self-love.
It's really interesting because one of the things that, I'm a coach, I'm a different kind of coach than what you are. But one of the things that I tell my clients is that regardless of what it is, if it's important to them, it's important. Bottom line, so the trauma could be that, they didn't get chocolate ice cream when they were 5, but if it's important to them, it's important. If it's impacting their life in their business, then it is important. Do you work with all entrepreneurs? Is that primarily who your client base is?
No, it's about 50-50 actually.
Oh, that's good. That's kind of nice. Yeah. That's kind of nice. So if you're just joining us today, my name is Michelle Burkhart, and you are watching Savvy Entrepreneurs, the podcast that's for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs. And we are talking with Curtis Pipes from curtispipes.com, and he is a business and life coach all the way in Australia, and we're excited to have him. So let's kind of move through the process a little bit and talk about how your coaching practice has evolved, because I know you said that you've been coaching about 5 years. So how has it evolved for you?
It evolved mainly from a human standpoint. When I first started out in coaching, it was business strategy, business processes, systems. And what I realized through my experience as an entrepreneur anyway, is that I was doing the systems, the processes, and everything else, but I wasn't taking care of myself.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't taking care of myself. So getting in tune with myself, getting in tune with what I need ultimately, it was something that basically hit a light bulb. I was like, that's what I feel entrepreneurs and people are missing is just that they're human.
Well,
That,
they just move so fast, they are moving at such a pace,
yeah,
and they just put themselves last so often.
yeah, yeah. It's all about the business. It's all about getting to this level. It's like, well, I feel when you're taking care of yourself in here, it's gonna come. Like
Mhm.
the more you're in tune with yourself, the more that you're on a great level internally, the more the external is going to be great as well.
I have to
So
agree with
like,
that. I think it's kind of like, and I'm not real metaphysical, but sometimes I'll talk about, it's kind of like that energy,
yeah,
it's like that energy, and it's like, and if you really want to kind of not be metaphysical about it, it's kind of like if you're in a good mood, good things happen.
mhm.
You're just open. You're just
That's a good
open.
way. That's a good way to explain it.
Mhm.
If
Yeah,
you're in a
you're
good
just
mood, you're
open. It's
being
like if
open.
you're in a good mood, you're open to what happens. And I think
Yeah,
that's really great. So if you're just joining us today, you are listening to Savvy Entrepreneurs, which is the podcast for entrepreneurs, by entrepreneurs. And my name is Michelle Burkhart, and we're talking with Curtis Pipes right now of curtispipes.com. He is a lifestyle and business coach in Australia, and we're excited to have him. So I wanted to talk about, because this is something I actually was thinking about after our first interview,
yeah,
when you were talking about how, when I asked you what your biggest challenge was as an entrepreneur, and and you had talked about the imposter syndrome a little bit. And what I'd like for you to do is kind of talk to the entrepreneurs that are listening and watching this, about that experience for you, and then how you kind of like worked through it, if you would.
yeah, definitely. Well, I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always was like, I have a problem with authority. I have a problem with working with people, and I don't like people to tell me what to do. And so when I first started out, I had this idea of what an entrepreneur is supposed to be.
Right.
And I realized real quick, it wasn't me. So when I
Oh,
catapulted myself into my business, it was different. It was
right.
definitely conflicting because my family, my friends, whoever it's going to be, is going to see this. And it's not that I'm being different, it's I'm injecting another part of myself.
Yeah.
But it was a part of me that a lot of people have not seen. The only people who've ever seen it at that point were those who grew up with me in sports, those who train with me in the gym. So, because I come from a place of hard work, putting the work in, and I really don't take a lot of mess, or I don't take a lot of excuses. But I come from
Right.
love. I ultimately want people to live their greatest human condition. But injecting that in my business, all this fear came up. What's my mom gonna say?
Oh,
What's my
really?
oh yeah, because my mom and I we're best friends. Like that's my queen. So I'm just like,
So did you think she was going to judge you? Is that what
no,
you thought?
no. She was going. I think she was just gonna be like, what are you doing?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she's like, I learned this from my mother. It's like I can't judge anybody. I've never walked on water, so who am I gonna judge?
Well, that's true. I agree with
So
that.
it's just more of her realizing that I'm coming more out of my shell. So this is what you're going to see. And so
So is it kind of like you felt like you were trying to kind of finding your truth a little bit?
totally, yeah, definitely.
And
And
so
it
then they
changed.
were like, holy cow, what is all that?
Yeah, definitely, because it really came to a head, um, say about a year ago, where I was just like, okay, I'm 40. Now, 40 is a pretty good age just not to not to care
It
about
is. I
what
have to
people think.
agree.
And and it's just one of those things when I put myself in that circle of power, it was very empowering to me
Mhm.
because basically the curtain was up and it's like, this is who I am. Okay. This
Right.
is what we did. And when I started to do that, I understood how the ripple effect actually worked in those who were following me or reading what I was saying or wanted to do
Right.
business with me, that they were more empowered to contact me because they resonated with me.
Right. Well, and I think people resonate with us knowing that we have challenges as well.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that was
if we look too perfect, God only knows, if
yeah,
we
I know,
look
right?
too perfect, then they get intimidated. None of us are that perfect for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
you
When
know
I
so
started
was
putting
there
myself
was
out
there
there,
a process, or did you just kind of like just expand your comfort zone and become more comfortable, or did you have a process?
the process for me was healing from my traumatic experiences.
Mm,
Then I just got to a point, I'm like, like you said, no one's perfect. And pain, basically pain pushes the dial. Unfortunately, pain pushes the dial.
Right.
And I have these experiences that I've in my life where I just know people have gone through it.
Right.
And I've done my healing. Granted, things always come up. So it's like peeling the layers of an onion. But I was at the point where I had enough power in myself and enough of a voice, like, this is what happened, has happened to me. This is why I come from this place in my coaching business, because I lack this. And I see this lacking in entrepreneurs. I see this lacking in people in normal life, quote unquote. So I am giving you a part of me that I'm strong enough to give you now without
Right. Exactly.
caring what anybody else thinks. Because I wrote a book and put my traumas in the book. And my mom,
that had to be difficult.
yeah, it was fun and not really difficult. My mom's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah." But then when I got started, I was not even in chapter 2 yet, and I had to stop.
Did you have
because
panic attacks? I would have almost had a panic attack.
I did.
Did
Because,
you?
yeah, because the event that I was talking about, in the event, I also had a panic attack.
Oh no, I
So,
didn't know that.
so it was like,
I
it was basically
no,
like stepping back into it, but because I did think about for a little bit, should I say this? Should I really put this out there? Because I was going into great detail of what happened to me, and I
Oh,
got fearful. And so it took me about almost 2 weeks to finish that one chapter. But what brought me back to getting it done is that I felt, and I believe, and I still do, that I would be giving a disservice to people
yeah, I agree.
if they weren't able to read this and learn how I came out on the other side, and hopefully that helps them.
Right.
So putting the intention solely on the reader is what really put me through that book.
Great. And if you're just joining us today, you are actually listening to Savvy Entrepreneurs, the podcast for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs. And I'm Michelle Burkhart with thesavvymind.com, your host. And we're here talking with Curtis Pipes from Australia, curtispipes.com. And tell us about your book. Tell us the name of your book.
My book is Live Unapologetically, Victim to Victor.
I like it.
Yeah, gosh, the book was a process, like I just mentioned earlier. But it was amazing in the fact that, I mean, the traumas are there raw. It's just raw. There's no, and it's more of a conversational piece, like I'm talking to you now.
Did you ever in your wildest dreams think that you would ever be able to talk about that trauma so relaxed?
No,
I
not
mean,
at all.
what about that? That is so much personal growth. I mean, really, and I'm not even a personal growth kind of gal. I mean, I am, but that's not my shtick. So, but I mean, even I can identify that is strides. I mean, you have made some really major strides in just who you are and how comfortable you are in your skin. And I'm guessing that's what you give to your clients.
Yes, yeah, it's because, well, for example, one of my clients the other day, just working through some things for her, and like she ultimately wants to be comfortable in her skin, but she does have all these layers that we're putting back. And I just told her flat out, like, you know what, you're not broken.
Right.
And left it at that. And just left it at that. Because I really think that since we've had these things happen, or we think this way, we label it as wrong, we label it as selfish, or we label ourselves as broken based on comparison, that, you know what, that's not the case. It's like, you just have some things that you want to unveil. So you unveil some more of who you truly are, and come from more of a place of loving yourself. So it truly is just to being comfortable in your skin, with your light, with your dark, with your good, with your bad, with your right, with your wrong.
Right.
Because no one's perfect.
No, and you have to be comfortable.
Yeah.
You want to be comfortable with that imperfection. And you strive to get better, of course, but you still have to be comfortable with that imperfection during the process.
Oh, totally.
So where can they find your book? Tell everybody where to find your book.
You can find the book now on my webpage, www.curtispipes.com. You can order it there. You can order the ebook, or you can order the hard copy, and it just gets shipped to your home for the hard copy.
Do you drop ship that yourself? I mean, does it?
Yeah,
So
it's all,
maybe a signed copy, maybe?
yeah, oh, definitely. I'll sign them all. I got
Oh, good.
10, 11 books coming to my house. Hopefully today I got to sign and write letters in.
Oh,
So
that's really cool.
yeah, it's
That
exciting.
is really cool. So, I mean, is it being well received?
Yeah. My friends were some of the first ones to support me, and they're like, I did not know this about you. Other people who don't know me have thanked me for writing whatever trauma may have been my eating disorder that I had.
Yeah, that's really, I think it's great because then it gives them permission to talk about it as well.
Yeah, especially men. Especially
Oh
men.
my gosh, for sure, man.
We can go on forever about that, but yeah, especially men. Like the men have really thanked me in the eating disorder department. I mean, whether they were in
Really?
play, whether they were powerlifters, or whether they were in fitness, which is what I used to be, that they had the same eating disorder that I had. And so it's like, I'm so glad you were able to talk about this. I've learned so much through why I've done it, and now I'm getting this support to get through it
Right,
themselves. Yeah, it's
right.
been.
So if, because I know we have to wrap up here shortly. So tell me, kind of like, what do you want to send off? What do you want somebody to take away from meeting you for the first time?
Oh gosh, I would love for someone who just first met me to take away that I love them as a human being and love yourself as, and you create your own happiness, and happiness can easily just come from choice. It easily comes from choice.
Yeah.
Just be happy. Just be happy and live your life the way that you want to live it. Hence, live unapologetic.
And I do think so many people, I mean, we just live our lives with so many, it's like with so many different masters rather than just ourselves. Because at the end of the day, nobody walks in our shoes, nobody walks in our skin, nobody has our lenses, so I think that's really great advice. So, well, Curtis, it has been a delight talking to you. I have really enjoyed it. I'm sure our listeners have too, our viewers have too. CurtisPipes.com is the website. So I look forward to watching your success, and hopefully you'll be on big stages soon. And I'll say, I knew him when he wrote his first book. So I'm excited for you and wish you all the best. So I'm going to sign off for today. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we will talk again soon. Bye-bye.